on the expensive mic today, I might sound a little different. Hey, I wrote this shit for Ronnie, just know I'm here for you, brother. Reminiscing on them days when I shed a tear for you, brother. Know the toughest days you've been through are in the rear for you, brother. God moves on his own time, and he made it clear to you, brother. See the finish line. I visualize realities I wanted, then invented mine. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Word to the scrimmage line. Luckily, my hustle is my passion. This shit intertwined.
Yo.
The
good peoples of the Coach's Corner podcast. I think we're on episode 10 today, something like that. Double digits on the Coach's Corner podcast, so that's cool. But it's gonna be I was about to say solo, but it's still a Eminem show, but just without a guest. Typically we got a guest here on Monday, but you know we're gonna rock a solo dolo.
Eminem with no peanut, you know.
No filler.
But yeah, let's do it. I just had to take care of Rocky because he was getting a little crazy, so we got that ironed out. We're ready to rock. Today, we're gonna jam on a topic that I feel like 99% of entrepreneurs, coaches, like really anybody who is working towards something as far as a goal experiences, and it's shiny ball syndrome, right? And essentially what shiny ball syndrome is, for those of you who don't already know, is when you jump on all the different new opportunities that you see available to you, and you kind of allow that to cloud the judgment of the opportunity that you're focused on right now, right? So let's say you run a coaching business, but you see all these people getting, making millions off of shit coins, and you're like, man, fuck my coaching business. Let's check out these shit coins. But then the next week you see the NFTs are going and they're making a lot of money, and now you're jumping over to the NFTs. And then, the next week you're seeing that fucking a course is what you should do, and you jump on that. And the next week you're seeing group coaching programs is what you should do, and you jump on that. It's like there's all these different things that are trying to take your attention from you, right? All these different things that are out there. There's an abundance of opportunities available to us to be able to create income. And what ends up happening is, because we're motivated individuals, we're people who are looking for opportunity, we end up jumping on a lot of these opportunities that steer us away from our ultimate goal. And I see this as a huge problem with not only people I just see on the internet, but, clients, people we work with, all different types of stuff, where there's all these different opportunities that they have available that it's hard for them to just choose one. And as a result, you end up just getting steered off of the mission, and nothing really gets accomplished because you're kind of you have your hands in too much shit, Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, and like, to be straight up, like I'm a victim of it myself, and I say victim because I want to act like, oh, the world should feel sorry for me. but at the same time, like, just to relate, it's very easy to see shit on the outside and be like, damn, like I'm missing out, like I'm missing out because I don't know what this is. Like, that's a big thing on my end. But to your point, man, like, it's very easy to have those outside distractions. I like to call them shiny pennies. It's like when you walk down the road and you're like, oh, nice. Like, look at this brand new shiny penny. And it's like, dude, like, you just stopped to pick up a fucking penny when you're on a mission to go get $1 million, like you're on a mission to go do big shit. And you looked at this little fucking penny on your walk, But to that point, I think it can hinder you, 100%. But at the same time, like, you 100% need to keep an open mind, to like the possibilities in line with what your mission is, like there's always going to be ways that you can expedite your mission. But that's the thing, is that you have to make sure that it's your mission, and like not these other things. Like, straight up, man, like the NFTs, the crypto space, like a lot of that, like I definitely feel like I'm missing out, but at the same time, like I bet on myself a lot more than I bet on those quote unquote like lottery tickets. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. And there's, I've been doing a lot of deep diving into NLP, and that's been a huge topic for me. Like, this past weekend, I spent like hours watching NLP videos and just diving deep into a lot of the techniques around it. I'm considering going to like an event and doing the in-person certification stuff and all that in the beginning of December. So it's been like a huge topic that I've been diving deep into. And part of NLP just talks about values, like what are your core values that you want to experience life through, right? So different core values could be like honesty, integrity, abundance, like wealth, like there's all different types of values that you could have. But asking yourself before you step into something, is this aligned with my values? One. And then two, is it aligned with the overall mission, like Mike was saying? So to kind of like even piggyback off this, right? Like me and Mike are developing a really big app right now that is going to be a huge solution for the coaching space. So we've already got our core focus, which is automated coaching engine and growing that side of our coaching business. But we also came up with this idea for an app that is a true solution. And, if we were too closed off to new opportunities, we could have said, hey, this is, another layer that we don't have to add to the mix because we already have something good going. We should just focus on this. But being able to see the fact that, hey, this app is a solution for the coaching industry, which is who we work with for coaching, automated coaching engine, we were able to make like the strong like attachment to the fact that this is really accomplishing the overall mission or the overall goal of what we're trying to accomplish, right? Like it is in alignment with what we want to do. So therefore we would be dumb to not pursue it, So it's one of those things where it's like shiny ball syndrome is understanding that there's tons of opportunities out there. There's tons of different things that you could latch onto and try and ride the wave. But what I usually use as a rule of thumb, to be honest with you, is when it's a huge like hype topic of conversation, it's usually something you want to steer away from, like it's something that you can make a lot of money with, but it's something that's usually temporary. When something's a huge topic of conversation, there's a lot of hype around it, right? Like whether it's a shit coin and like, it's like, oh, this shit coin's going to the moon. Like you see all these people doing like 4,000 gains. Like you probably missed the wave at the point that you're hearing the hype. You get what I'm saying? Like you're at the point where the hype is out there and the hype is, high. So therefore, because you're seeing it everywhere, you want to jump into it. But it's likely by the time that information reaches you, you likely already missed a piece of the train that's headed to where it's going to head, So it's like understanding what is my overall mission? What are the values that everything I need to do needs to align with? Like, what are those core values that bring me fulfillment, bring me happiness? Does this opportunity align with those values and the overall mission of what I want to accomplish? If those two things check off, then like, fuck it, run after it and like, see what happens, But if it's just another one of those like hype things that you're jumping into because I think the big distinction with this too is like, are you just grabbing onto this opportunity because you're struggling with your current opportunity? Or are you jumping into this opportunity because it aligns with the opportunity that you're already working on, right? 9 times out of 10, people are jumping on the next opportunity because they're frustrated with where they're at during their current opportunity. It's not because everything's going perfect and they think that this is an add-on to what they're doing. 9 times out of 10, it's like, fuck, man, I'm experiencing a lot of obstacles in the way of getting to my goal. And this shiny object looks a lot easier than what I'm currently experiencing. So let me jump on the bandwagon. You know what I mean? That's usually the case. So like understand and be aware of, is that the case? Or is this just something that can align with my overall mission?
Yeah. And I want to make sure like something is like very clear here too for like the listeners out there. Like, this becomes into a situation where you jump ship of something that is about to break through the strongest fucking resistance. You know what I'm saying? Like you jump ship from you usually jump ship from what you're doing, and you've been at it every single day, like consistent, persistent action. And like you said, Mike, like you're frustrated. You're like, fuck, man. Like, why isn't 1 + 1 = 2? And you're like, fuck it. NFTs look great. These guys are making big money. I'm done with this bullshit. I'm gonna go like buy some NFTs. It's like, dude, I see this happen so many times where people like just bail on what they're doing, like the project that they're building right before fucking explosion. It's like Elon, dude, like, he launches like 5 rockets or whatever, they explode, but his 6th one takes like 7 people to the moon, and or
Yep.
to the International Space Station, wherever the fuck they went the other day. But it's like it's that same thing where it's just like, dude, like he could have gave up on one, he could have gave up after two, he could have been like, fuck it after three, like we're not like making sense here, we're pissing away money, we're literally blowing money away. Like, but no, it's like, no, I know we're onto something. I'm just gonna keep showing up every day. We're gonna keep learning from the mistakes, improving, like putting that persistent, consistent action into play until we do fucking explode, until we actually make it. And like I feel like that's what a lot of us miss out on is, we see these shiny pennies, we see these shiny objects, and we're like, fuck it, man, I'm done with this bullshit. Like I need something better, and like this other thing in front of me is better. And what I've been doing for the past 5 years hasn't worked. So why would it work, the 6th year? And like insanity would tell you that makes sense, like consistently doing the same thing to get the same result, which is shit, but like in business and reality, like as long as you're like learning from that stuff and making the proper moves, it's gonna click eventually. It's just about showing up every day.
Yep. And just also understand that like those opportunities that you're latching onto because you're struggling with your current opportunity is only taking time away from the current opportunity that you're already struggling with. So if that opportunity is what you want to do, it's actually what you want to do, but you're latching on to these shiny objects just to be able to see if you can ride a wave to success or whatever, you're just adding fuel to the fire of experiencing more struggle and more adversity in the opportunity that you're already in. Like you're just adding more fuel to the fire of like you experiencing more delayed gratification with the route that you're taking because you're latching on to something for pure hype,
Yep.
And it just happens so much now. And crypto and NFTs and that stuff is an easy one to point to. There is a ton of fucking opportunity out there with crypto and NFTs. And like, if you're in the space where you can spend some time to learn that shit and be able to understand like the protocols and like all the different shit that goes into crypto, then that's one thing. But like, if you are taking time out of your current mission to dive into that stuff, to try and hit a lottery ticket of a 10,000% gain, then you're just like, you're chasing the wrong thing at the current moment, So you definitely want to be open to opportunities. You want to understand that there are opportunities out there that are in alignment with what you're already doing that you can pursue, but you also don't want to have shiny ball syndrome, like whatever the fuck we want to call it. You don't want to have that syndrome where you're just latching on to shit to try and hit a home run, because that's usually what people are doing when they're grabbing onto like the next opportunity all the time. Is like, oh shit, this might be a home run, and what I'm currently doing is hard right now, so maybe this home run will get me there faster, So just understand, is this opportunity, the question you want to ask yourself is the opportunity in front of me in alignment with what I'm already doing and what my mission already is? Or is this just something that I'm trying to latch onto because I have fear of missing out what's going to happen on the other side if I do pursue it, Yep. Ask that question more when you have opportunities, and you'll get fucked over a lot less.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better.
So yeah, fucking do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, just to end it too. I mean, like legit. I mean, like to sum it all up, like the one thing that like has really hit me when it comes to like shiny ball syndrome or whatever you want to call it is, Hormozy broke it down like best. Like he says, one product, one avatar, one product, and one platform will take you to $1 million. And before he like kind of like sum this up, he mentions, like every time I talk to a 23-year-old or a 26-year-old, whatever age, and I ask them how many businesses they have, and they tell me like 6, 7 businesses, like he's like, I immediately think they're making no money. And typically I'm right. He's like, typically I'm right. They're broke as fuck. And that's why they have 6, 7 businesses is exactly what we're talking about. It's shiny ball syndrome. Like they keep starting over, starting something new and saying that it's going to, impact like a revenue stream for them or some bullshit like that. But like in reality, they never even created one, Yeah. So, like that's the thing is like what it really comes down to is like, if you can really think about like that concept, like one product, you know, one avatar, one platform, however you want to put those three together, like it'll really take you a long way, because you're going to become the expert at that one thing, you know, towards that one group, you know. And realize like this doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, coaching or like service-based businesses. It could be like studying the fuck out of crypto and learning how to like trade the fuck out of it. But, you know, like that to me isn't the best route, you know. Like there's tons of other things that you could become the expert in, that have been around for years, you know. But like it could be something like that. Just pick one thing, you know, pick one thing, become the fucking expert at it, and deliver that fucking stuff through one platform. Take your ass to $1 million, you know. But I think on that note, we'll fucking end it.
We out.
Yeah. I'm on the expensive mic today. I might sound a little different. Hey, I wrote this shit for Ronnie. Just know I'm here for you, brother. Reminiscing on them days when I shed a tear for you, brother. Know the toughest days you've been through are in the rear for you, brother. God moves on his own time, and he made it clear to you, brother. See the finish line. I visualize realities I wanted, then invented mine. It ain't